Walk into literally any accounting firm today. Whether you're hanging out in the break room, sitting in a training class, or dialing into a partner meeting, you are almost guaranteed to hear this exact question. Will AI replace auditors? It is, without a doubt, the massive elephant in the room. I mean, with over half of firms already using or planning to use generative AI, there's this very real, very palpable anxiety circulating out there about the future of finance professionals.
But let's just clear the air right out of the gate here. No, AI is replacing tasks, not professionals. And honestly, this isn't a threat. It is an absolute game changer of an opportunity. AI is stepping in to automate those mundane, repetitive chores that have, frankly, bogged down accountants for decades. By clearing away all that manual clutter, this tech is literally elevating finance professionals from basic number crunchers to strategic, high-level advisors. And that is exactly what we're going to unpack in today's Explainer. We're diving into how artificial intelligence, and specifically tools like ChatGPT, are totally radically transforming accounting, bookkeeping, and auditing. The goal here is to help you master the tools of the future, swapping out that fear for highly actionable, practical knowledge.
To do that, we've got a really clear roadmap today. First, automating tasks, not professionals. Next, practical finance AI use cases. Then, we'll hit the ROCK prompting formula, dive into managing privacy and hallucinations, and finally, look at the future of auditing. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Automating tasks, not professionals, the paradigm shift. Let's talk about the rapid evolution of the entry-level finance professional, because the ground is shifting beneath our feet. For decades, the old model was set in stone. New staff were basically organizers. It was all manual tick and tie work, right? Gathering documents, cross-referencing schedules, endlessly building binders. But today, the new entry-level reality demands strategic advisory literally from day one. Since AI can easily handle the matching of transactions, new professionals are now expected to interpret really complex situations and solve big problems way earlier in their careers. And if you're wondering what that actually looks like at scale, get this. A striking study by OpenAI found that 100% of accounting tasks are currently exposed to AI disruption. Now hold on, exposed definitely does not mean eliminated. It just means that literally every single task an accountant does can be augmented, accelerated, or fundamentally changed by this tech. This transition is completely inevitable. Section 2. Practical Finance AI Use Cases. AI in Action. Moving from the theory to the real world, we need to look at how these tools are actually being used in successful firms today. A fantastic, incredibly practical resource for this is the CPA.com Generative AI Toolkit. It gives you these concrete roadmaps for navigating the tech, because as they point out, you can only make the most of generative AI if you know how to ask the right questions and apply them to the right workflows. It's about working smarter, not just harder. Let's look at some concrete examples of AI taking raw data and turning it into actionable advisory intelligence. Take KPI analysis. You can feed the AI an accounts receivable report and just ask it to review specific KPIs, like days sales outstanding. Boom. The AI instantly identifies omissions and gives you advisory insights to boost cash flow. Or think about an interview transcript assistant. Your audit software holds the work papers, sure, but client conversations often get totally lost. By running meeting transcripts through an AI, you can instantly search for specific things, like, hey, did they give us an update on that bank confirmation letter? It is an absolute time saver that completely upgrades how you manage those client relationships. Section 3. The ROCK prompting formula, mastering the machine. Here's the thing. You can't just talk to these models casually and expect professional-grade results. Mastering prompt engineering is non-negotiable. For finance professionals, there is a brilliant, highly actionable framework called the ROCK formula. Seriously, mentally bookmark this right now. R is for role. Tell the AI exactly who to act as, like a statutory auditor. O is objective. State the task clearly, like analyze or summarize. C is context. Anchor the task in specific accounting standards so it knows the rules of the game. And K is key constraints. Dictate the exact output format you need, like a table, and tell it specifically what risks it needs to flag. Listen to how this all comes together in a perfect prompt. Act as a statutory auditor. Analyze the attached bank ledger for Q3. Flag anomalies, like duplicate payments. Format output in a table with date, ID, reason, risk level. You can vividly see the night and day difference between a generic request like, hey, look at this ledger, and a precision-engineered accounting prompt. That is how you get audit-ready results. Section 4. Managing Privacy and Hallucinations, the Danger Zone. Okay, with great power comes serious responsibility, And we need to shift gears for a second to unpack the critical risks here. Because in the world of auditing, close enough is just entirely unacceptable. The biggest threat is a phenomenon called hallucination. This happens when an AI model generates factually incorrect, totally fabricated information, but, and here's the scary part, it presents it to you with absolute unwavering confidence. Imagine asking an AI for a regulatory precedent, and it just completely invents a court case that doesn't exist, or it hallucinates a critical financial metric. It's incredibly dangerous and requires your constant vigilance.
And hallucinations are just one piece of the danger zone. We also have to worry about algorithmic errors that warp financial accuracy, black box opacity where you literally can't trace how the AI made a decision, and simple, completely avoidable math miscalculations. But perhaps the most terrifying is data privacy. Recently, Sage Group actually had to temporarily suspend its AI assistant Sage Copilot because of flawed data isolation. Basically, when some users asked for recent invoices, the AI accidentally spit out highly sensitive financial invoices from completely unrelated customer accounts. Literally a nightmare scenario for any firm. To manage these intense risks, major firms like EY have developed advanced mitigation strategies. They essentially categorize controls into two types. On the prompt side, they use techniques like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. This basically forces the AI to retrieve facts from a closed, trusted database of your own documents before it's allowed to generate an answer. And on the model development side, they use things like constrained decoding and knowledge graphs to mathematically limit the AI from making wild guesses. The whole goal is to strictly manage and reduce these errors before a human ever even sees them. But listen, despite all of those technical mitigations, there is one ultimate safeguard that matters most: the absolute necessity of human-in-the-loop oversight. An AI can crunch numbers and spot patterns way faster than we ever could, sure, but it does not have a moral compass. It doesn't have independent professional judgment. Human oversight, rigorous reasoning, and your final review are totally irreplaceable. At the end of the day, the buck still stops with you.
Section 5. The future of auditing, the human element. So, what does all this technology actually mean for the human professionals driving this industry forward? Well, while the execution of our daily tasks is changing rapidly, the foundational requirements of our profession are more important than ever. These are the uniquely human imperatives. Your professional skepticism has to be heightened. You have to look at an AI output and seriously ask, wait, does this actually make sense? You have to exercise judgment under severe ambiguity. You have to interpret complex standards for those weird, unique edge cases. And above all, you must maintain unwavering ethical decision-making and compliance. AI simply cannot do any of these things. Research from Thomson Reuters really sums this up with a definitive, powerful statement. The auditor of 2030 won't be replaced by AI. They'll be empowered by it. And honestly, that is the optimistic yet totally pragmatic core message you should take away from this explainer today. The jobs aren't disappearing. They are evolving into something so much more valuable and far more strategic. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The future of finance clearly belongs to those who know how to collaborate intelligently with the machine. Don't wait for the industry to change around you. How will you take control, upskill responsibly, and use AI to completely augment your own career starting tomorrow? Thanks for joining me today. I hope you leave feeling empowered to master the tools of the future.